Hey, what's going on guys? Dragonite here, aka Drago, and I'm bringing you guys a little review for my first commentary on my channel. Hope you guys really enjoy this video. If you do, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I will be posting more Destiny content up until the game's release. So without further ado, let's get into this. I did not know if I was going to enjoy this game as much as I did watching it. I wanted to get the full experience. I watched it, I thought it was a nice concept, I liked what Bungie was doing with this game, but I didn't know if I was going to enjoy actually playing it, having the controller in my hand and actually, you know, getting the full experience. Now with over a day of gameplay into the beta, I think it's safe to say that I have a full view of what the game's shaping up to be, and I am enjoying it myself. For the good side of the Destiny beta, let's talk about PvP first. The PvP maps are very versatile. There's more than one way to getting across the map, more than one way getting around people, more than one way flanking and getting away without them even knowing. So I really enjoy that kind of versatility. The event that they had here was the Iron Banner, and it was a very nice event, very refurbished. It was 2 hours long each time they put it out, and it gave you 2 new maps, Mars, which is you're seeing right here, and Rusted Lands, which was on Earth, but we saw that in the alpha already, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But you got bounties for this, and it was just a really nice concept that they have. The combat in this game is balanced, but besides one factor, which I'll talk about later on during this video, so this is just going to be the good side. The guns also seem to be fairly balanced during PvP, except for 2 exceptions, which I'll talk about also later on. The exotic weapons and armors look to be very rewarding, but I'd like to see a little bit more, which I will also talk about this a little bit. The armor just sets you apart and everything, the gun sets you apart, but I want to see a little bit more. Talk about that later. The loot system is very good. It gives that little Borderlands type of feel to it, and it's a little kind of like Borderlands, but I want to see the guns like on the ground rather than those little orbs that you get to see and then you pick it up and then realize what gun it is. Because for Borderlands, I see a weapon, if it's white I do not want it, if it's orange obviously I'm going to pick that up because that's a legendary. That's the kind of stuff I want to see in this game. You can spawn the Sparrow at any time if there's a big map, which is really convenient because then you could get to close quarter combat, you could get to find more people faster. So it's not like, I don't know, since it's a 6v6 here, it's not going to be too many people running around. So that Sparrow on a big map allows for much versatility around the place. For the next thing, let's talk about traits and level up skills. The traits and level up skills are okay, but they are imperfect. They do not seem like they are very rewarding, which I'll talk about a bit later on. For PvE, the missions can be found almost anywhere, so it has that MMO feel type to it, because you can pick up side quests everywhere you go depending on your faction and everything, but I haven't seen too much to do with factions so far, so hopefully we will see more of that in the future. The enemies are pretty tough to kill, and they weren't lenient at all, so I thought when I first watched more Destiny, I thought it was going to be like one knife and they're all dead. Like, no, it wasn't like that. So I really enjoy it. Gives a little challenge. I really enjoy it, and hopefully they continue to make enemies tougher. For the public events, they always drive me to do better. I don't know if it's just my opinion, but again, they do drive me to do better because I feel like, you know, I have this kind of weapon, I need to do better, I need to show people that I earned this weapon, I have a lot of people watching me, so I need to do good in order to please everyone. The enemies do respawn when you leave for a certain amount of time, making it feel like an MMO. So say you're doing a mission, something, you have to collect one thing from one enemy. If you leave for a second, come back, they will respawn. So it does have that MMO type of feel to it. They added little things to do in the tower, which is playing soccer. They had a little soccer ball where people could just walk around and kick it randomly. So we sat there for about an hour and a half just playing soccer. So it was pretty fun, although it is just like one soccer game. The vendors that change weapons and armor every so often is really nice. I enjoy that concept, how they have different armors and you have to be there to look at each armor at every different time. Every 4 hours they're bringing in new things, so you just want to know what's going on. You want to immerse yourself into this world and want to keep up with what's new and what's going on in this Destiny world. The players that join your online game in-game makes it feel like a new experience each time, because you're just joining up with new people. They're probably on different missions or something. If they're doing your mission so they can help you out, you will still get rewards for that mission. You'll get rewards for completing it, and then they just leave randomly, and then the new people join. So again, it's a new experience each time. Now that was the good side of Destiny. Now I think I'm going to go to the bad side, and what I think could be a little bit improved on. These supers and grenades are a little not balanced for PvP. I don't know why, but supers for the hunter, you cannot kill a titan who's using his super if you're using the golden gun. It just doesn't work out like that unless you can get 2 shots off on him, but I have tried countless times, it does not work. The grenades could be a little bit better. For a hunter, you have that swarm grenade, which is pretty nice in my opinion, but it's not perfect at all. For the titan, you get the pulse grenade, which can lock down an area for a good amount of time while killing enemies around him. So I think that should be a little bit nerfed, a little bit changed, or the hunter should be a little bit buffed. But that's my opinion again. The traits seem to be taken from COD perks. I don't know why, but they just seem to be taken from COD perks and just refurbished around it, around the Destiny world. I'm not sure why, but that's how it feels like to me. If they could do a little bit better, where they could give us a whole bunch of perks and then buff our armor at the same time while giving us those perks, so you can actually feel like I don't know, it's just something to change it like that. The Shingen and Sidonia were the 2 guns that I talked about before. The 2 exceptions, they were probably the best weapons in this game. You could ask anybody. I've never been killed by anything besides those 2. If I'm using the Shingen, I always get killed by the Sidonia. If I'm using the Sidonia, it's vice versa, killed by the Shingen. So I just wanted to see those 2 either nerfed or the other guns buffed up. Now, the skill trees were not as rewarding as I expected. I don't know why. I just feel like it really didn't matter for PvP. It didn't matter what I had on. I just needed my, normal stuff: the golden gun, the grenade, the throwing knife, and the jump ability. It didn't seem like I needed anything else. So I just felt like it should reward us with more stuff, more armor, buffs up our stuff, so you could tell what level you're at, and that would be really nice to see in the full game. Not enough vehicles in this game, okay? That is probably my main issue. There is not enough vehicles. I want to get a group of people, like 2 or 3, and get into a vehicle and just guns blazing, go in, try to destroy the other team. No problem like that. But there aren't enough. I've only seen 3, which is the Pike, the Sparrow, and the Interceptor, which I call the lawnmower. This is an inside joke for me, but I call it the lawnmower. So I think they should bring in more vehicles, because as we have been used to Halo, there's a lot of vehicles and a lot of cooperative stuff. So you get more people into vehicles and you just go out all in. The vehicles also are a little OP. The Pike just can kill no problem, and same with the Interceptor. The Interceptor just takes out people with 1 shot. That is a little bit OP if you cannot kill the guy inside. I'm not saying you cannot, because I've done it countless times. I've killed a person inside while I'm on foot and they're in the vehicle. But it's a little bit hard to do if they're shooting at you and they're not exposed as much. These ships in this game, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen them, everybody's complained about them. You can change how your ship looks, but you cannot actually use your ship. So, as they have been showing it as an MMO, I think you should be able to use your ship, at least in the last city, or the tower at least, or during one of the patrol missions you could just use your ship but not go too high up. At least you could do that. That would be really, really nice to see. Now I'll go on to the PvE and what I think could be done a little bit better. It does not feel like an MMO, and I'll talk about this as I'm going through the PvE. The city is as if it was just scenery and should be explorable everywhere. I know you guys have probably seen this, but behind the tower, under the Traveler, there is a huge city. A huge city which they should have made it explorable. Kind of like DC Universe, you could have like 200, 300 people, and that's what I want to see in a server. I want to see like a full MMO. I've played MMOs before, and just the tower, it does feel like an MMO, but not what we're used to. I want to see a lot of people just immersing themselves into this one server. It'd be really nice to see. Now, going to Orbit, you have to go to Orbit to load your missions and go to the Crucible and everything. That does not feel like an MMO at all. It just feels like a loading screen. MMOs, you usually just teleport from one place to the other through, I don't know, a little portal or something. They could kind of do that in the tower, just make little portals that take you to different places, to different planets or something. I guess the ship thing is okay, but if they made the ship thing and then you could just go into a portal of your choosing, that'd be really, really nice. The armor should be a little bit more. Like, I want wings on my guy, I want razor blade chests, I want thruster packs. I just want to see that kind of stuff. I want like thruster boots. Even if they didn't do anything, I just want to see it and say like, this, I've been there, I've done this, so I get this reward. So you guys should do the same. But I didn't feel like that happened during the beta. The only like little tidbit was the Hunter's Cape. The Hunter's Cape was the only thing that meant anything to me. For the cape was big. It was viewable. You could actually see it on the Hunter when he was running around. Because this is a fast-paced game, more fast-paced than Halo is. So you're not going to be paying attention to anybody or their armor because you don't really care about that. You just want to kill them and get it over with and help your team win. That's all we care about here. But Bungie really didn't do it well with the Warlock and the Titan. Their emblem and badge, or bond and badge, my bad, was not viewable that much. So I didn't really care for them. The Warlock's trench coat was very, very, very small. I don't know why. I thought it was going to be down to his feet or something, down to his ankle. But it was really, really small. It was like up to his thighs at maximum. And it didn't even feel like it was a Warlock. I wanted him to be like a space mage or something like that, but it wasn't like that at all. I want to see 1v1 in campaign. I want to see a little duel that you could have with your friends, which would be really nice. As we've seen in Borderlands, you could just duel for weapons and stuff like that. You should probably be able to do that. Now, my biggest concern about PvE is the fireteam side. It should be at least 4 to 5 people. 4 people because we've been used to Halo Cooperative, 4 people, and 5 because if there might be a 5th person, it gives them that option to join as well. But this has been my rant. These are all my opinions. This is the beta, not the final build, so I expect a lot of these things to change, and hopefully you guys found this very, very informative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Enemy captured Zone C.